Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. One more time, I would like to thank you for your confidence and your trust and support. As we have seen in the previous report, the results of MAPFRE last year have been highly positive. There's an increase in income, reduced costs, and we improve profits. In addition, we consolidate our position in our main markets. Clearly, 2016 was a good year for our company. The result of this is that we have approved a generous dividend for shareholders, which has increased 11.5% and with a payout of 57.6%. The market has recognized these results, and the action of MAPFRE was the best financial asset of LIBEX 35 in 2016 and the second best insurer in Europe last year. 2016 is the first year of the development of the new 3-year strategic plan, which is focused on profitable growth, which is runs along 4 main lines: client orientation, excellence in management, digital transformation, and human culture and talent. In this first year of this plan, we can say it is a highly advanced stage. We have already carried out 98% of the planned projects in our strategic initiatives for the first year and completed 85% of indicators. Later on, I will analyze the evolution of this plan, our immediate plans, but first allow me to focus on other issues to talk about relevant employees of MAPFRE who have left our company and how they have been replaced.
Since the last AGM, we've seen the following changes. Esteban Tejera has been dismissed as the first vice chairman and CFO for the group. Since the 1st of January of 2017, he has retired from all of his executive positions at MAPFRE. Esteban, with more than 30 years' experience, has been one of the main executives at MAPFRE for the last 20 years. His contribution to the success and the development of this group has been remarkable. We've always counted on him for our decisions. With his rigorous approach, with his commitment, his human virtues, that have made of him an example to follow, both personally and from a business standpoint. He was the first vice chairman and the CFO for the last few years, difficult years through the crisis. It was something that allowed us to go through that crisis in a very professional manner. Thank you very much indeed, Esteban. Rafael Beca was dismissed as well for personal reasons. Rafael, you've been a supervising director at MAPFRE since 2006, and in the last 2 years, you've been a supervising director. Rafael Casas Gutierrez, the former head in Latin America, after retiring from the group. Rafael is no doubt one of those senior executives that was with us since the very beginning. He started a long time ago, all the way up to the first level. His track record is spotless, with brilliant performance in everything he did for MAPFRE Latin America. Rafael Fantoira Suriz was dismissed in July of 2016 because he reached the age. Alberto Manzano Martos, dismissed for the same reason, April 2016. Andrés Jiménez, dismissed in 2016. I would like to thank all of you and show our gratitude for your loyal collaboration during so many years. Thank you very much indeed to all of you.
Además, se han producido los...
New appointments have been made. We have seen Antonio Núñez as first vice chairman, replacing Esteban Tejeda, and of the delegate commission. Antonio, during the last few years, apart from being our second vice chairman, you've been holding extremely relevant positions. We've appointed Catalina Miñarro Brugarolas as the second vice chairwoman and supervising director. Her appointment reinforces our commitment in terms of gender equality.
Nombramiento de Fernando.
We have also appointed Fernando Mata Verdejo as a member of the board and CFO, with responsibility on matters to do with compliance. Fernando has a brilliant international track record. In the last few years, he's been the Director General for Strategy and Development of the group. And today, we have approved the appointment of Francisco José Marcorines as another member of the board. We wish all of you the best of luck in your future career. And last but not least, I would like to mention my dear friend, Javier Fernandez Plañol. He's been in charge of Mafre International for many years. He was dismissed in September of last year. More than 35 years working in this industry with a very international approach, with huge responsibilities. He's been a pillar of our international expansion. We would like to thank him for his brilliant development and for everything he's done. Thank you very much indeed, Javier. And allow me to give you a brief outlook on the main pillars of our strategy, for then moving on and telling you about the situation in the different regions where we have a presence throughout the world. I'll tell you about the expectations and the opportunities. As regards the first pillar, which is client orientation, during last year, we've worked on a client relationship model where we must have adequate client segmentation, adequate quality of data, management tools, and a way to measure the degree of satisfaction. In 2017, we are already implementing this model depending on the degree of maturity of each country. We are also facing the challenges that we have ahead of us because of the technology changes that are happening everywhere. We are working on developing new proposals for motor insurance, which is right at the heart of the deepest technological changes. As regards the second pillar, digital transformation, in 2017 we will speed up. We have more than 160 projects overall, and we are deploying global solutions that will help us achieve an even better digitization procedure, including big data and mobility. As regards digital business itself, in 2017 we will strengthen our efforts. We will reinforce everything we do. We will reduce costs, and we will improve on the technical aspects of client retention. As regards excellence in technical and operational management, in 2016 we have reinforced our technical team substantially so that we can focus better on sustainable profitability. We will implement the global operational efficiency model with a new design for our contact centers, with changes in claim procedures, and with the definition of the automation strategy for our operations. Our service provider initiative is moving ahead and has been applied to 18 different countries. In most of those, we have our brand ambassadors on board. we have redirected significant volumes of services to this new initiative with a high level of satisfaction on the part of our customers. In 2017, we will keep implementing this, and we will push forward for the implementation of a global extranet for service providers. In 2016, we saw a significant reduction in IT costs because we have been able to renegotiate most of our provider contracts, accounting for more than 10 million euros of savings in technology alone. In 2017, we will keep working hard so that we can achieve more synergies between the different countries, whilst optimizing all of our contracts with third parties. As regards culture and human talent, an essential element of our strategy, we are committed clearly to internal, occupational and geographic mobility. We have invested heavily on the training of our employees, and we have flexible systems for remuneration and knowledge. This is reinforcing our internal culture, a culture that focuses around commitment and sense of belonging. And as you all know, our diversity policies are clearly focused on gender equality and full integration of any of our employees that may have any limitations. Ladies and gentlemen of the public, shareholders, we are convinced that we are consolidating MAPFRE's strengths. We are growing in a sustainable way. We are growing in a profitable manner. We will be at the leading edge in technology, in operations, and in services. But let me now give you a brief outlook of the regions of the world where we have a presence. Let me give you some context and some business perspectives. 2016 has been a year heralded by a number of milestones that have had an impact on the economy and the politics of the world. As you know, there's a lot of uncertainty around us as to the consequences of Brexit, for example, the upcoming elections in certain European countries, the increase in protectionist measures, and migration restrictions that are being applied to different markets throughout the world. In general terms, we're expecting a global growth rate for the world as a whole of 3.1%. The growth of the economy will be based on three essential factors. First, the low financial costs that we have today because of interest rates being so low. The expansionary fiscal policies that should push consumption. And last but not least, raw material prices. They're still low for developed economies, but there is a clear trend upwards, which should help developing economies. Our research department predicts an upturn in insurance, both for developed and developing economies, especially for emerging economies, that will certainly lead the overall growth of the insurance industry in the world. Let us go now to each region. Iberia is the first one, including Spain. We have a projection telling us that we should have a growth in our GDP of some 2.3%. Obviously, we have differences in place regarding recent years. And there are other factors that we need to take into account because they pose risks for the Spanish economy, closely related to the sustainability of public accounts, to the weakness of our political system and the fragmentation of that system, and because of our unemployment level. So we cannot be too relaxed. The economic environment is favorable, but we really need to forge ahead with pending reforms, including the pension system and creating employment, creating jobs for our country. This is essential for the sustainable growth of our economy. The reform of the pension system should allow for a harmonious coexistence of public and private approaches linked to a number of factors. That should be one of our top priorities and one of the government's top priorities. We still have low interest rates, and we have significant challenges for the financial industry and the insurance industry. But no doubt, MAPFRE took the opportunity in 2016. On that note, in Spain, we will work hard during 2017 to grow above the rest of the market, attracting the best possible customers. We will simplify on home insurance premiums. We will be redesigning some of our health products and services. We will keep working on unit-linked products, and we will also reinforce our offering on the corporate side. We will do a new segmentation for intermediaries so that we can target our segments of interest in a more profitable way, and we will obviously keep training our professionals in our network. We will focus on the technical side, of course, and we will keep reducing operating costs with further automation in everything we do. But let us move on to Latin America.
Latinoamérica es una de las regiones cuyas expectativas de crecimiento.
In Latin America, we have a lot of uncertainty about growth rates. In 2016, we saw a downturn for different reasons in the economies of the area. South America contracted by 2.4%, and the growth rate overall was 3.6%, something similar to what we saw for Mexico, where the rate was around 2%. In general, in Latin America, we see an upturn in growth, a slight upturn in growth for 2017, pointing at around 1.5% overall for 2017 and 2018. Inflation is decelerating, something which that is a good sign. In Argentina and Brazil, we're expecting to see substantial improvements. So we have high interest rates and growth, which will lead to an upturn in the insurance industry for added penetration into those markets. In northern LATAM, the main project will still be creating our own network. We are working very hard in Mexico to expand our own network, especially on health and life. In Central America and the Dominican Republic, we're also making significant efforts to extend our network. We will develop additional agreements for massive sales of different types of products and services. As regards technical management in Mexico, we will keep streamlining our business, especially with those multi-year agreements. We will implement a new system for motor and health, together with a new claim management system. All of that will contribute to better profitability. I have to say that in Mexico, we have a very demanding restructuring process in place. We will regain significant figures soon enough. We're expecting to keep growing and achieving magnificent results in the rest of Central America and Dominican Republic. And in Mexico, we have no doubts. We will improve substantially between this year and the next one. In Southern LATAM, we will keep working on multi-channel distribution, seeking agreements with non-traditional distributors like banks, companies from the motor industry, whilst keeping, of course, active our development, the development of our own network. We have a plan to open new offices and work on life risk and mass insurance, whilst obviously leveraging all digital initiatives which would help us in developing new products and services. So we're expecting substantial improvements in Argentina, Colombia, and Chile, and we are hoping to sustain our positive performance in the other countries. Let me mention especially Peru because of their excellent results. As regards Brazil, we would dare to say that 2016 has been quite likely the last year in that economic downturn. Domestic consumption levels were a dead weight despite the good performance of exports. In 2016, this sector will start growing slightly. We're expecting to see a reduction in interest rates and a moderation in the values for inflation. Despite these circumstances, MAPFRE managed good profitability levels on premiums and achieve overall really good overall results with an excellent management of our financial income. The best potential environment in Brazil suggests significant opportunities for the insurance industry in this year. And as regards the business in Brazil, we will keep focusing on the MAPFRE network, of course, together with affinity channels. We will use client segmentation to put together a more comprehensive client offering. Together with our partner, Banco do Brasil, we'll make other efforts in distance selling. We'll be marketing for the corporate side as well. We will maximize growth opportunities arising from the from this atmosphere, high interest rates. We will improve our results for businesses with lower profitability. Especially in motor, we will automate a larger proportion of our processes in order to further bring costs down.
Muy importante en Norteamérica.
In another important region, in 2016, the U.S. economy closed with a growth of 1.6%, supported by the situation of full employment and private consumption. The new cycle of increased prices of raw materials and the expansionist policies of the new administration will increase in inflation and therefore interest rates. For 2017, we have estimated a scenario of more economic activity based on investments. MAPFRE USA will take advantage of this to improve its profitability along the lines of 2016. For 2017, we will continue reinforcing our regional structure that we believe was an important step taken last year because it allows us to take better decisions and reinforces our control of the business. We're making an important effort for unprofitable portfolio based on auto and the results of Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, and Florida. In addition, as a novelty which we believe is necessary, we are analyzing our presence in the U.S. in order to focus our activity on the states where we have sufficient scale to improve profitability. We will try to contain our growth plans or even cease subscribing in the states where we can see that we will not be able to fulfill our commitments. The second part of the year, we hope that Verti US will begin to operate in Pennsylvania. Verti will allow us to increase the offer and provide an attractive value for self-service digital users. Verti has a high degree of automatism and accessibility for clients. This platform will also serve to maintain the continuity of the digital transformation of our business in that country. This will be accelerated with the help of Verti experience. In 2016, the EMEA area, EMEA, had an increased GDP of 1.6. This tendency could be moderated and could be reinforced by the increased domestic demand and the favorable price of oil. In the markets in which we operate, we will have a moderation of growth in Italy, Germany, and Malta, and it is foreseeable that Turkey should recover vigorous growth rates for the next years. In EMEA, in these 2 years, we will work to consolidate our position in Turkey and improve its growing contribution to the results of the group. In addition, we will complete the restructuring in Italy. where the effort of cost reduction will allow us to have an important improvement in the results. And we will continue with the initiatives in order to achieve better profitability in both countries, Germany and Malta. We will also reinforce our value proposal for car insurance throughout the region, with a clear focus on improving the range of services and digitization, both in client relationships as well as in internal process. We will also diversify our product portfolio and develop other digital channels. And finally, we will carry out the transition in Italy and Germany of the Verti brand in our operations in those countries. So now the last region is Asia Pacific, the smallest for us. The projection of growth are slightly diminished vis-à-vis previous years, mainly due to the lower growth of China. For MAPFRE, the main landmark in 2016 was to complete the acquisition of 31% of ABDA in Indonesia to reach 51%. This operation is still awaiting final authorization by local supervisors. ABDA is the 5th car insurer in the country, and in 2016 had a 288 million euro with a profit of over 12 million euros net. This will give us access to a potential market of over 250 million people. In Asia, we will prudently continue reinforcing the synergies between countries, developing distribution products and channels, and setting the groundwork for taking advantage in the future of the huge growth of this region. Now, an overview of some other business units. MAPFRE Re has again had an excellent performance in 2016. It has consolidated its presence in LATAM and EMEA markets and increased its operation in UAE and APAC, obtained in new offices in Malaysia and Singapore. Its risk profile is complementary to that of the rest of the group. MAPFRE Re, in a very competitive market environment, still finds business opportunities and consolidates its presence in its markets with its key players. In the reinsurance market, we provide support to other clients as well, and this gives us preferential access to profitable growth opportunities. In 2016, MAPFRE Re will continue its policy based on subscription, diversity of products close to clients, and will seek innovation solutions for its clients, and that will allow to increase the insurability of some risks. MAPFRE Re will continue to grow in life insurance and will develop operations in relationship with Solvency II. In LATAM, it will increase its leadership in the adaptation to the local solvency regimes, and in the US, where we have a very profitable operation, we will continue developing the life insurance area. We must also recognize the huge value of MAPFRE Re for the group as insurer of reinsurance for all the insurers of MAPFRE, which is an essential part of our risk control, and will optimize our risk profile to guarantee the stability of results and more efficient capital management. As regards MAPFRE Global Risks, it will focus in this year in strengthening the quality of its services to maintain its leadership in Spain and LATAM, and delegate more on local teams to increase efficiency, always with a high technical and rigorous operational control, and develop its presence in Europe, North America and Asia. The business of global risk is a very complex scenario, and we have to be very careful. There's a lot of competition, and we have to be very disciplined in the underwriting. The improvement of efficiency is essential to navigate the difficult waters of the market. We have to be ready to take advantage of the opportunities that will arrive when the cycle changes. Finally, a reference to MAPFRE Asistencia. This unit in 2016 has carried out a number of measures on different businesses that have deteriorated its profitability. Some markets have been left behind, like Russia, Sweden, and Hong Kong, and we're acting on the portfolios that have greater profitability. The results of these measures began to be felt in 2016 and will be consolidated this year. However, we must emphasize that some of the large assistance markets have grown, like is the car business in the US, which is growing with good profitability. Also, the evolution of business in Mexico, we have excellent growth rates with good profitability rates. In 2017, we will continue with our strategy of reordering operations and assistance focused on strategic markets and businesses that have sustainable growth capacities with minimum profitability levels. In another area, and to finalize, I would like to comment on our strategic commitments to make a review of our strategic objectives for the 3-year plan. As regards the financial goals, we have satisfactory and excellent results, and we will continue working to create value for shareholders. The objective of growth for these next 2 years can be moderated or slowed down, as it happened in 2016, because we're giving priority to profitable growth, and the reduction of interest rates in some markets is important for Mapfre because it can reduce or diminish our financial income. Even so, we are sure that our premiums will continue to grow at the estimated rhythm, together with the increase in value of some currencies. The second objective, that is profitability, we think that the improvement of ROE will continue above 11% in 2019. The increase in value of the dollar, the US dollar, and the real in Europe has helped us. In addition, we maintain our commitment as regards dividends to locate them in the area of 5% according to the mean value of the share, with a payout not under 50%, always a maximum of 65%. As regards our strategic pillars, the main objectives will continue to be: in relation to the client, we have achieved 65% in the NPS ratio of quality perceived by clients. Last year, we established an objective of 70%. We will obviously exceed this in the 3-year plan. We have also increased our market share in 2016 and 50% of the markets in which we operate. The objective is to reach almost at least 75%. As regards digital transformation, we can say that the increase of digital transactions in markets like Spain and Brazil, US, and Mexico reached 19%. We have the objective of reaching 30% for the 3-year plan, so we are well on target. The increase of digital business was 23% in 2016 against an aggregate objective of 50% through our different brands, so we will doubtlessly exceed this 50%. As regards indicators related to excellency in operative and technical management, the combined ratio for the group in 2016 was not the best, with 97.4, when we have an objective for the 3-year period of 96%, which requires us to improve substantially our efforts to achieve this objective by 2018. The cost ratio has performed very well in 27.4%. We have an average of 28. This emphasizes the success of our expenditure reduction plan. So we estimate an annual reduction of 50 million euros. In the first year, we have exceeded 60 million euros. As regards automatic allocations to suppliers, we have reached 54%, when the objective for the 3 years was 60%. Accordingly, we will also doubtlessly exceed our goal for the 3-year period. And as regards the 4th pillar, which is human culture and talent, in the first year of measurement of the great place to work. The satisfaction ratio was 72%, with an objective of 80%. We have to work more with greater intensity. We will make the next measurement in 2018, and we must reach that goal. As regards quality policies, I'd like to reinforce or reaffirm our commitment. 38% of managerial positions in MAPFRE are entrusted to women, with an objective of reaching at least 40%. In addition, and significantly, we have the inclusion policies that are developing adequately. We have reached 1.4% of disabled people worldwide as employees, and we aim to exceed 2% by 2018. As well as mobility, we have also fulfilled the objective to have at least 10% of the employees to have geographical or functional mobility. Now, to conclude, our income is growing sustainably in all our geographies and in the main products. The programs for improving efficiency, automation, and cost reduction are transforming the group and are allowing us to exceed our annual objectives, mainly the digitalization of operations, which in a reasonable period of time will produce a great return. Our financial performance is improvement as a result of a highly professional management of our assets. Also, the business model of MAPFRE focused on profitable growth with a very high solvency ratio, with a very good capital requirement, and a very low debt is ensuring very healthy development for the next few years. Our commitment to you is very clear and consistent, as demonstrated not only by the profitability, but also the effort we are making to improve the attention and the service that we provide to you. Along these lines, we have launched our Shareholder Plan, which is a program aiming at improve our relationship with all of you, to offer you better information, specific and open communication channels, and access to exclusive services. In the documentation handed to you today, you have received an invitation to access the exhibitions of Fundación MAPFRE and meetings of the study group. This is only a first step to involve you in many additional programs and advantages. We are ready for the new environments of the markets. The future is already a present in MAPFRE. Everything that is seen in the horizon is within our working plans, and this will allow us to improve even more our competitiveness and our results. We are, as we were saying, looking for insurance solutions related to cars, to connected vehicles with cyber risks and intelligent dwellings, as well as the incorporation of big data and cloud computing in our day-to-day activity. We are side by side with the client, and he's at the core of our transformation. We work on mobility so that clients can access our services at any time and any place. We also offer new coverages, simpler and more regulable, with more customized options. And we must not forget that we think about our society, we think about our social footprint, and increase it as much as we can. We have detailed the efforts made as a social responsible company and the sustainability company sustainability plan we're developing. We also discussed the extraordinary work carried out by Fundación MAPFRE. Last year, we mentioned the active transparency plan to make the company recognized as a more transparent company. I can say that now that this has become a reality and that we're making progress in this, so that the relationship with all stakeholders, with you as shareholders, but also clients, employees, collaborators, suppliers, in general, with all stakeholders and society, should be clear and closer. An example of this is that this is the first integrated report of MAPFRE that has been given you today, where we will simplify the information on our products. We are working the general condition to make them more accessible, and with all the reports issued to third parties and internal reports as well. We have very good and committed human teams with high multidisciplinary skills, which are addressing this transformation that we are undergoing. We believe that we are going in the right direction. We are a solid, profitable, responsible, and innovative company. We are establishing value relationships, and we provide trust to all stakeholders. But we think about people. We invest in people. We invest in their dreams and their development and their protection, and we make efforts to improve their quality of life every day. In short, we work every year to be better and to work in a better society to improve the world. We make an effort for those who are related to us so that they can feel proud of being part of this great project. I would like to repeat our commitment and our gratitude for your support in this voyage. Thank you very much.